Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the big reveal.
It works.
Hey, sorry about the tech gremlins. These things do happen, and yes, I did have a little bit of a panic there. You get everything set up, you get everything tested, and then inevitably something goes wrong. So my computer decided it was just going to completely freeze on me, but that's one of those things. Monday morning, it obviously hadn't had enough caffeine in it.
Nothing to do with it being a Monday morning, Mark. It serves you right because you're using a Windows machine. This would never have happened on a Mac.
Yeah, it's a good job you're 5, 6, 7, 8 miles away from me, Mr. Raybould. So
that'll be Dr. Raybould if you're going to be rude to me.
Okay then, fair enough. So,
shall we tell people why we're here before we start coming to blows?
Indeed, it would probably be a very good idea because we teased them far too much on Friday. So
we did. Okay, so it'll come as no surprise, I think, to most people to discover that Mark and I have been getting on for quite some time. And what we're going to do today is announce that we've been working together on a project which is to go live in, looking at my world chart over there, at about 3 weeks? Mark, is that about right?
Just under 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay, 3 weeks, okay. It's called Lights, Camera, Panic. For reasons that will become obvious as we talk you through. But before we talk about what Lights, Camera, Panic is, Mark, do you want to give us just a minute or two on where the idea came from? Because it's your idea, it's your baby, you started all of this. So what gave you the idea that Lights, Camera, Panic was a good idea?
Well, it came about from the work that I do in my business, Pocket Video School. So that was born from my video production company a few years ago, excuse me, that I used to run with my son. And we used to work with a lot of businesses in doing especially interview style videos. But whenever we saw people being on camera, it would be a very nervous experience for them. And it would be one that in an interview situation isn't too bad because we could work with them and calm them down, and it would just become a conversation on camera. So that was quite easy to kind of get them feeling comfortable and at ease. But the problem was whenever I was coaching anybody to do the pocket video stuff, which is predominantly using their smartphones to DIY their video content, they would get into everything right. They got all the equipment, and then they just either wouldn't know what to say on camera or they wouldn't know how to say it so that it was engaging and they didn't look flat when it came to their energy levels. So I mentioned to Simon that this was becoming a bigger and bigger barrier for everybody who wanted to get involved in video. And if your business is not using video or going to be using video in the very near future, then you could be missing out on a tremendous amount of opportunity. So we got our heads together because obviously it kind of resonated with Simon and what he does with Presentation Genius. And we thought there's got to be some synergy there where we can take the things that I've learned, but the real experience from Simon's background and how to present, and marry the two together with a course that would cover how to actually get away from that nervous kind of barrier that people struggle with when they're on camera.
And that's the big thing, isn't it? We've just mentioned the magic word course there, and as you were talking, I was tempted to sneak in with the phrase people that have been sort of trained by you to know what they're doing and stuff. It's kind of, I didn't use the phrase all the gear but no idea, because that would have been rude. And of course, you know me, I'm never rude to anybody.
Of course not.
But of course not. Certainly not when they're bigger than me and physically close. But this is it's not about the tech, is it? This is a course that goes beyond the tech. This is a course about being you and being yourself, and that kind of thing. Now, importantly, what it is not going to do is take people on to be professional BBC level presenters. We're talking about people who are, for example, using your DIY video marketing school kind of pocket camera type methods. It's about getting those first steps up and running so that you feel comfortable to get in front of the camera and to start doing some of the stuff that's going to make you money and get you sold. That's the bright idea. What's in the course? Well, I've got it laid out in front of me here, and in order so far, it goes from my left to your right, which is the other way around. What alternatives are there to going in front of a camera? So you may not need to even do it if it's beyond you. We'll talk about how to look better and sound better. So we'll also talk about keeping the energy levels at the right pitch for going on video, because it's very different being on video, on live video and on recorded video. Those two are two different things, and they're both different from being kind of live in the room with people. So we talk a lot about that. We talk about how to structure your presentations on video. We talk about how to design your slides for working on video, because the rules for that are very, very specific and very, very clear. But the big one that I think is going to be the reason that people really, really want to get involved in Lights, Camera, Panic is there's a huge, great section on controlling your nerves and feeling comfortable in front of the camera. Is that kind of the bit that you think is going to be most interesting to people as well, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. I think that there are usually two things that people struggle with, and one is the technical side of it, as in what gear do I need, how do I need to use that gear, but the other one is dealing with something new in getting used to talking to an inanimate object for a start, and how to engage your audience, because there are specific techniques that you need to use when you're just talking to yourself almost. It's very
absolutely
different from having a conversation with somebody on camera like we're doing now, or if we were sitting in the same room talking together. But there are some fundamental techniques that you're going to cover, Simon, that will allow people to still do that kind of thing, but literally be just recording themselves. And it makes a huge difference to how your viewer perceives the information that you're giving to them. And it doesn't matter how good your content is, if it's not delivered in an effective way, you're going to lose your audience completely, regardless of how you know what you're doing. So,
spot on. So the killer question at that point, I think, becomes what's in it for other people at the moment, and what are we offering right now? Because we said we're going live. We didn't give a date, did we? We said 3 weeks' time on the 28th. I think it is the 28th of this month. This month being June 2018. So if you're watching in some archaeology time in the future, you've missed it. Tough. But what is it that we're going to be offering people on the 28th, Mark?
We're going to offer them the opportunity to be part of our Founders course, which is basically for a very limited and exclusive number of people. When I say limited, I mean 10 people, because
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good job, it wasn't 11. And
Nose.
oh, okay, yeah. I always forget that one. But yeah, we want to get involved with a small group of people, because we want to make sure that we've got the right kind of people, that people are not just giving this lip service. We want people to actually take action on this stuff. We want them to see some tangible results. So we will be monitoring what they're actually doing, but we want action takers. The reason that we're making it a limited number is that we want to give you as much, value as possible without diluting it by making this some great big huge course. And because it's the Founders course, we also want to give you the opportunity to help shape some of the elements of this course and some of the interactivity that we offer you. So if we were to offer this to thousands of people, then we just wouldn't be able to do that. So we want 10 people to come on board with us, help us shape certain elements. I would say what percentage of the course is already done, Simon?
Pretty much there, actually, to be honest. There's tweaking and there's proofreading to be done, because my tame pedant hasn't gone through and changed colons to semicolons and things, but it's pretty much there.
But yeah, we want people to... No pressure. So yeah, if you're interested to learn more about this, if video is your thing, you want video to be your thing, then we would definitely recommend...
Okay, I'm going to split hairs there. I think this is for people who know that video should be their thing, but don't want it to be. Does that make
That's probably a
sense?
Good one. Yeah. There are a lot of people who really struggle with, coming to terms with how powerful video can be, and there are loads and loads of stats out there that will just prove to you that it is an area that you need to consider. But if being on camera is the barrier, forget the equipment side of it, because there's loads of information out there, and I can help you with the equipment side of stuff, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune at all. But you can see great results. But it's the on-camera presence. It's what do you do? How do you settle the nerves? How do you keep your energy levels up there? Lots and lots of practical. This is the thing. This is the real issue that I want to make with people. It's practical, simple, but effective techniques that are going to allow you to, make a huge difference when you're actually being on camera.
So speaking of simple and practical, what is the next thing? No, I'll tell you what, I'll do this bit. Why not? All right. The next thing that we want you to do is this, right? You can sign up to go on the applications list right now. Now, we're not going live until the 28th. You can't go on the course until the well, you can, but only if you're prepared to pay a testing £9,999, which is deliberately put there to stop people buying it. But feel free, if you want to buy it at nearly 10 grand, we're not going to give you your money back. That's your problem. You can't buy it until the 28th. On the 28th, we will be offering it and opening it up to only 10 people on the list. What we expect from you is to take the course. We expect feedback from you. We expect you to give us some marketing collateral. What we will give you is access to the course, opportunity to develop the course, and access, and here's the big thing, access to the course at half price. Now, the way you get onto the course, the way you get onto the applications list is this. You need to go to presentationgenius.info/founder. Oh, there it is. There's the page. presentationgenius.info/founder. And that will automatically send you to this rather funky looking login page. Give us your name, give us your email address, and we will send you the information that you need so that come the 28th, we can tell you whether you have or haven't been accepted onto the Founders course. Now, remember, there's only 10 places here, so that's the big thing to remember. We are going to be blitzing this all over Twitter and everywhere else, so we're expecting to get a shed load of interest on this because we know it's a big market need. So get yourselves in. That's me. That's done. I don't have anything more to say. Mark, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, just make sure, again, I can't get this across enough that this is 10 people. It's not going to be 11. It's not going to be 12. It's not going to be, can I just stick another one in there? This is purposely done for 10 people. And if you want to be part of it at the start and help us to shape the course for future generations, future iterations, then please sign up. It is an application process, so just because you sign up doesn't necessarily mean that you are automatically going to be involved. We will vet the people who do sign up, so make sure you're one of the first people to get on there because you will stand a better chance of being accepted.
Cool. All right, I think we've bored people enough, Mark, so apart from anything else, my cup of tea is now cold and I need to go and refill. So are we done? Is that?
I do believe we are, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who wants to get involved.
All right, take care of yourselves. Thanks, Mark. And don't forget, presentationgenius.info/founder. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.